Within the residential real estate world, you might be able to go from signing the contract to close in 60 days. On the commercial side, sometimes it's closer to 6 months. Let's talk about why that is. Pat Slack and Brandon Bennett's here, Century 21 Commercial in Kearney, Nebraska. The next on our Fast Friday videos, and Pat, we're actually working on a deal right now that got signed or had some initial interest even way back in this fall. We had the actual contract signed in mid-February, and here we are not going to close until the end of April, and we're recording this here at the end of March. That's a lot of time that you don't always see on the residential side of things.
Well, first and foremost, usually with commercial transactions, they're a larger monetary purchase and hence bigger risk. And so the details of that stuff are more enhanced when we're going through those processes. And so a due diligence period in a commercial tends to take a little bit longer due to those requests of those provisions of those contracts and really getting a buyer familiar with knowledge and information about that property that they want to obtain to see if it's a right fit. It's just a bigger portion of money that is risk loaded.
And there's also even its own vocabulary within commercial real estate, because most every property, residential or commercial, is going to have some kind of an inspection. But for a commercial property, you may have an EPA phase 1 or even a phase 2 inspection. You may have to get groundwater testing. You may have to get well testing, septic testing, a whole group of inspections that may or may not apply many times to a residential property.
Well, in zoning and ordinance compliancy, that's always a check, because, you know, particular commercial buyers intending to purchase this for a specific use. Owner occupancy kind of stuff that, hey, they want to turn this into this, they got to know it's going to work for them. And so that process to get in contact with all those moving parts to get done is a lot longer and a longer stretch than most residential transactions.
And of course, reviewing and perhaps even renewing and renegotiating tenant leases.
Yeah. The inspection resolution side of things tends to be a little bit more challenging because it's very, very case specific. And when you get into houses, you know, you're kind of worried about insurability, and you got your standard inspections there unless there's something specific to that. But it seems like every buyer coming into a commercial transaction is very specific on what their plan and what they're going to do with it.
If you have any questions about your commercial property, would like to get it listed, or just for a free competitive market analysis, give us a call. Pat Slack and Brandon Bennett's here, Century 21 Commercial in Kearney, Nebraska, 308-234-5550. Have a great weekend.